YouTube, and welcome to another Zen and Art of Miniature Painting video. And in this video I just want to give you an update on the channel and why there hasn't been much uploading recently. Ultimately it comes down to the fact that very recently, as in 2 weeks ago, my wife and I moved to America. We moved from the UK to California, and it was a pretty quick move, to be honest. Long story short, I got made redundant in the end of May, early June, and from there on, we were struggling to sort of keep traction in the UK, and my wife is an American citizen, and so we'd been planning for a long time to move to the States anyway, and it sort of forced our hand. So I was working there, trying to make things work in the UK, but the lifestyle was suffering. We weren't quite enjoying his life as much as we had in the past. So we just decided at the end of the day the best thing for us to do would be to move out here. No time like the present, etc. And so we packed our stuff up and we came over in October. Basically packed up the dog, my wife and I, and a suitcase each, and we've come over. The bad news obviously is that most of my wargaming stuff is still in the UK in boxes in storage unit, and I'll have to get it shipped over at a later date. But as it is at the moment, we haven't got our own place. We're in a house share, so the idea of sending over all my stuff from the UK doesn't really appeal at this junction. So bottom line is that from a wargaming perspective, there's not much that I can do at this stage, because my stuff is sitting on the other side of the Atlantic. The good news is I've got some videos backlogged anyway, stuff that I filmed back in the UK. Just haven't had the time to edit it, and I will get that sorted. But the other bit of good news is that some time ago there was a Privateer Press like mystery box blowout, I think they called it, and it was basically you paid $50 US, and you got free postage, and you get a box of stuff for War Machine Hordes. You don't know what you get in the box, it just turns up, and that's what you get. And it was all based on the idea that you would get sort of one bit of everything you might need. So like a unit, you'd get like a starter box, some tokens, you'd get like a colossal, etc, etc. And so my wife, being my wife and a kind lady, went ahead and got me one of those as a sort of gift. I think I may have won a bet or something, but whatever. The point is that she went ahead and got me this as a gift. So here it is. Actually, when I came here, there was a box waiting for me, and I got the Retribution of Syra box set. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not, but for $50 it's great value. So I got the starter set in my box, and I got this unit, the Risovas Defenders. I also got a Chimera light jack, light myrmidon they call them, and a Gorgon. And then as well I got a Helios or Hyperion Colossal. So I have got some miniatures to paint. I will need to get hold of some paint and whatnot, which I'll do by going to my local hobby store, because it's something we have here in California. So that's the good news, is that I can still continue doing wargaming things. The scene is very different here than it is in the UK. Obviously I've left most of my friends who wargame behind in the UK. It's just a tragedy in some ways, but I guess it's an opportunity to meet new people and kind of expand my wargaming horizons. From a historical wargaming perspective, I chucked a couple of Greek War of Independence miniatures in my bag before I left, and that was basically it. I haven't got any paints, I haven't got any brushes, I've got nothing. So it's been a quick, sudden shift. It was basically just a case of boxing up everything that side, and making sure that it was secure and ready to come over on a container later on. But that's life. Sometimes you just got to go with it. So at the moment I've been amusing myself primarily by playing video games, because I can play them portably. I've got a laptop, I've got my Nintendo Switch, and I've got a PSP. I've got bits and bobs I can carry around with me wherever I go. And of course I now got these miniatures, so that gives me something to work on going forward. I just wanted to let you guys know, everybody who watches the channel, all 200 and something of you, that's what's going on. Apologies for not sending out this message earlier. As you can imagine, things were pretty fluid and pretty dynamic. I went from being gainfully employed in the UK, being an army reservist, to overnight packing up everything, resigning from the army, resigning from the job that I'd got to replace the one I'd lost, selling everything on that side that wasn't bolted to the floor that I wasn't going to keep, and then just coming over to California. So anyway, that's that. Hopefully there'll be stuff to progress to post soon. I'm hoping today actually to go to a few places and check it out. I have to shop for a bed anyway, for a mattress, sorry, so as part of my mattress buying, mattress scouting expedition, I'm going to go and see what I can find from a wargaming perspective, and hopefully, I've got some good news there. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for watching the channel, and apologize again for the lack of content. As soon as I have stuff to put up, I will share with you. So have a great day, and thank you very much for watching.